It's the middle of the grind, stuck deep in the week. James and Dan go live their spirits at its peak. Talking trails and airwaves, mountains in the air. Hopping streams and echoes, riding waves without a care. Explode. Radio out on the peaks, voices in the sky, strapped for a journey, signal to amplify. Pedals on the pavement, kayak rides ripple clear. Every path's a story, every sound we revere. Hump Day ramble, the hours alive. Adventure in their hearts, the signal thrives. POTA, SOTA, kayak, bike road. Through the static of life, their voices explode. Mic in hand, stories pour, breaking walls that bind. Adventures, the religion, waves, our holy shrine. Rove and wander, talk and share, find what keeps you strong. Hump Day's happy power, fueling where we all belong. Hump Day ramble, the hours alive. Adventure in their hearts, the signal thrives. POTA, SOTA, kayak, bike rove. Through the static of life, their voices explode.
What?
What is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zoo November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by. Your one stop for everything adventure radio. And Dan sounded like Scooby-Doo. It is Hump Day. We hopefully are going to have a lot of fun tonight. We're going to do something different tonight, and we'll talk about it in just a minute. But before we do, we're going to say shout out to all of these guys right here because they are absolutely awesome. And every one of these guys are in my Discord. At least I think they are, or they better be. But I'll tell you what, there's some special benefits to being in my Discord, and we're going to talk about that tonight too. Also, shout out to these guys who get a new video every week just for themselves. The guys in the green in chat, Investor Blue and Administrators, taking care of them stupid bots. We've had a couple bots in the last couple months. I don't know where that's coming from. And the ever-changing board that had no changes. Still yet. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. Dan, what's going on?
Man, it is Hump Day Wednesday. And terrible me, I didn't pull the episode number. So we're whatever episode I said last week, plus one to figure it out. It's down in the description. If somebody wants to throw it in the chat, I'll mention it at the end of the introduction here. But welcome, everybody. Let's see who was first in the chat here. That would be our friend Liz. That'd be Whiskey Echo 8 Echo Romeo. Good to see you. Kilo 40 Tata is here. Whiskey 1 Whiskey Charlie. Yeah. So Brian said Whiskey Echo Romeo 8 Romeo Echo Echo. I think I like that one a little bit better. Kilo Oscar 4 Golf Bravo Mo. What's happening, buddy? Andy Cowley, always good to see you. Kent Kilo 9 Alpha Echo Echo. Toby Alpha Delta 2 Charlie Delta. Good evening. Kenny KC5 MJE. What's up, brother? Georgia Parks and Propagation. That's our buddy Ron Chris Alpha Echo 4. Echo Oscar. That's right. Bob Mantell, what's up, buddy? And KE6GAE, the Hillbilly Ham. James Walker, that's Dad, Kilo Delta 9 Uniform Victor Kilo. Greetings, Pete Knapp, the one watt wonder from West by God, Virginia. What's going on? KN8PPY. Bob, good evening, buddy. KO4 Zulu, India Kilo. Richard's here, Kilo 8 Golf, Quebec. And in the after chat, we have a request for you, Terry. Somebody has never seen a certain item that you have. So we'll be asking you to present that item in the after chat, but more about the after chat later towards the end of the stream. We'll get there. Whiskey 1, Radio Charlie Pampa. Robbie, good to see you, buddy. Mike 88KB, Kilo Oscar 4, November Love, Smoking POTA. Eddie, what's going on, buddy? Chris Coble, that's the guy who's 73 from East Tennessee. Whiskey 0, Charlie Golf Charlie, who was always loud on that Kenwood. Chris K3, My Toy Ostrich. Good evening. Martini is here. That's the Jumbo Marshmallow. Whiskey Delta 4, Juliet. Mike. Sherry Kilo. The cuz contact. That's right. Sherry Kilo Echo 8, Yankee Victor Delta. Staying off them sidewalks. That's good. John, what's going on, buddy? KANIV. Scott N2TKT. Good evening. And that's not a call sign, but I'm going to say it just like it is. Because just like Anchorman, I'll read whatever's on the teleprompter. NCEMTB. Good evening, buddy. And Turd Wasabi. And Kilo 4 Lima, India has been chasing 6 meters. You are 5 and 9, and Echo Mike 8-5. Happy Hump Day, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Hopefully everybody's doing good.
All right, so now we're going to make assumptions by names, Dan.
Okay.
NCEMTB. Okay. I'm thinking he's a mountain biker. What's your assumption?
Ooh, no. Would he be from North Carolina?
Maybe, but I'm thinking he's a mountain biker, and there's a reason why I'm doing this. But come on, you got to take a guess.
I don't know. Let me look. I don't know. Actually, I have no idea.
All right, so NCEMTB, you got to tell us what's the story with your name. The reason why I did that is because when I very first got into ham radio and I started watching YouTube, I used to watch Josh and I used to watch Jason all the time. And Jason, Ham Radio 2.0, and Frank would always guess what my name meant. My name was Chasing Full Draw. And that come from a previous endeavor that I worked for. But that was my name. And they would always think that I was a poker player.
Nah.
But Chasing Full Draw, I bet you my buddy Eddie knows exactly what it is. I'm chasing pulling that full draw on that big buck.
That's right.
It was a hunting name. So that's why I did it.
Brian bailed me out here. Let me try this again. Welcome to episode 194 of Hump Day Happy Hour. That's right.
That's right. Bow hunting. You got that. Oh, I kind of miss the days when I used to get to bow hunt all the time, but now I get to go out and let people hunt me all the time. So one of these days, I'm going to say I'm going bow hunting again.
And that'll be the end of POTA as we know it.
No, because I'll probably be up in a tree stand with a headphone on doing CW.
Got a random wire drop down beside you.
I'll be in a wildlife management area, and I'll just go silent all of a sudden. And everybody's like, "Oh, he's shooting a deer."
No, you'll be like the announcers in golf. I mean, you'll be up there. CQ Park's on the air. CQ Park's on the air. Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zulu November. CQ Park's
no, I would do CW is what I would definitely. I could do CW in a tree stand.
Yeah. Put some headphones in.
So we're going to do something different tonight.
Let's do it.
We're going to do audience participation, which we've done before, but it's got a kick tonight. So we're going to do audience participation, and I'd like to have 3 people every round for 3 rounds. If we can only get 2 per round, that's fine. But after we go through that round with them, there is a trivia question for them. And whoever is the first person to answer that trivia question moves on to the other round.
Ooh.
When we have a winner from all 3 rounds, those 3 people will come back on, and we have 3 questions and a tiebreaker.
Like the Showcase Showdown.
And the winner's going to receive an A-Track shirt.
Hey.
So we're going to do a little different. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the link, and when we get 2 or 3 people, hopefully 3 popping on, we'll go ahead and we'll do the first round of what we're talking about with those people, and then we'll go into the trivia questions. And you won't have to keep score, but you have to remember the 3 people to 1, because we all know that I can only remember call signs. I can't remember people's names and faces.
That's the truth.
Oh, so we're looking for 2 to 3 people for the first ham radio question, and then you'll get on to trivia afterwards. So we'll see who wants to play some trivia tonight.
Is the trivia going to be ham radio related?
The trivia is kind of all ham radio related, but it's more 8-track related. If you've watched this show from the beginning, you should know every answer. But I'm telling you, some of them are not easy. Some of them you're going to have to really remember some stuff. So we'll see. I don't know what we'll do if we don't get a winner out of the questions.
From the beginning? That might be hard for even me to remember some of it. I'm interested to see what questions you got. This is going to be interesting.
It's some, well, even if you haven't watched from the beginning, you should have went back and watched all our videos. I mean, come on. Who sits around their house and doesn't just binge watch Ham Radio Adventure Guy? What?
Speaking of binge watching,
look, everybody's scared. I don't know if they're scared about talking about whatever topic I put up there, or if they're scared of the trivia.
Well, we're waiting for people to jump in here. If
guys,
go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You say what you're going to say.
I was going to say, while we're waiting for people to jump in here, speaking of funny stuff, did you happen to catch Mike's live stream today with Frank in the afternoon?
I did not, because I was out doing a rove.
He was eating sour things. Like he had a package of sour gummies or hard candy or whatever they were, and they progressively got sourer and sourer. And the last 2, boy, he was shedding tears. It was so funny.
It's funny that you mentioned Mike, because Mike is actually in one of the questions.
Hey, there you go.
Look, they're all scared, man. Everybody's scared to come.
Everybody has excuses. They've been out playing POTA, or they're driving home from POTA. Or
now, speaking of something that's funny, and we're going to mention Discord again. So Eric from Hawaii dropped a video in my Discord, and he added me. He said, "At Ham Radio Adventure Guy, how come when you're hunting satellites, the law gets involved?" And it's funny because this particular hunt I actually have footage from the other side of it, because I was filming it for a video. But this guy was filming himself hunting the SO50 pass, and and somebody called the law on him. Long story short, but it was funny because he actually put a video out on YouTube, and I'm working him on it, so I got a good laugh. One good reason why to be in Discord. The other good reason was that rove that happened today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parks only spotted on Discord, and then a 7th was spotted on POTA. The last one was spotted on POTA. So 6 parks and some of those don't get activated a whole lot even.
How many were new to you?
4 of them was new to me.
Well,
okay, here's somebody that's not scared to play.
I gotta wait for the video to catch up here. Yeah.
We got one person not scared to play. We gotta have somebody go against him though.
We got one person waiting. We need at least one more person to pop in before we can even divulge who this is.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give you guys some some inspiration. I'm not going to say who it is, but this person is not a viewer since the beginning. So if you're worried about those beginning questions, this guy may not know him either. This guy or girl. I mean, I don't know what they identify as. So
I can't. Hold on, I can't.
He might
I
be a
don't have my
Skittle.
glasses. Yeah, he's probably a Skittle. They're probably a Skittle.
Come on, somebody come play. Somebody come play with our other person.
We need one more person to play.
Well, it's gonna be hard to get 3 rounds, ain't it?
You know.
We're gonna drop that link in the chat again. But yeah, so with that road done today, I need 2 more parks to finish my third activated All-State.
Nice.
2 more parks to go.
One of them is the island, right?
One of them is the island.
Yeah. Okay.
And then that's scheduled, weather permitting, for May the 31st. So the other one will be done before that because that's going to be the last one. Come on, somebody come play with him, because if not, I'm going to start the topic, and I'm going to bring him in, and he's going to have nobody to compete against. And if he gets the question right, he goes on. So we're giving it 1 more minute, and if he don't get somebody, he's going to go on as long as he can answer the question. If he can't answer the question, he'll have to come back for another round.
Yeah.
And then we could take 2 people at that round.
We
got somebody wanting to play.
We have 2 contestants. Oh, wait.
We got 3. We got 3. That's even better.
Now we have 3 contestants, which is awesome.
All right, bring them in.
All right, here we go. Let me put some names up here so everybody knows who y'all are. I know who you are. Welcome, Brian, Whiskey 1, Whiskey Charlie, Eddie, Kilo Oscar 4, November, Lover, and Robbie. Good to see you, buddy. Whiskey 1, Radio Charlie, Papa.
Good evening.
Hello.
And somebody else just joined in the back room, which
somebody just joined, but they can come in for the next round.
We'll save them for the next round. That's for sure.
So Brian, I'm going to tell you, you're going against some pretty long time HRAG veterans.
Yeah, but our memory sucks, so he's got a chance.
That's true.
And on top of that, Eddie's probably done drank like 10 beers, and all his answers are going to be like Coors Light or something.
Chicken.
So before we get to the question, we got to talk ham radio first. So this is my question for you 3. What is the one thing that you have to have at every activation you go on that you do not need? It can't be a radio. It can't be your coax. It's the one thing that you can activate without, but you won't. Robbie, go ahead.
My Diet Mountain Dew.
Your Diet Mountain Dew. I'll take it. Eddie?
So I have an arrow shaft that I always bring. Not necessarily do I always use a wire antenna, but it's always there, so I don't have to find an anchor point. I do bring an arrow shaft with me pretty much every activation.
That's definitely different. I was not expecting that one. Eddie's chasing full draw too. All right, Brian, what about you?
Mine would probably be a drink as well. Today I have Liquid Death.
Liquid Death.
That's some good water. Is that a flavored or just a natural?
It's a tea, green guillotine.
Oh, that's right. The natural's in a black and white can, I believe. But yet, Liquid Death is great water. It's like really smooth on the tongue. It's hard to describe if you haven't had it.
Dan, what do you bring?
A microphone, because I'm not Steven.
Well, if you only did CW activations, I could understand that. But you do sideband activations, so give me something else.
Something that I have to have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't say the other 2. I mean, water is an obvious choice, especially coming up on this time of year. Would it be too obvious to say like a battery?
You got to have a battery to activate.
Yeah.
No, it's
you don't have to activate, but I bring with me anyway.
Right.
You always have your fan, Dan.
Oh, something that you don't have to activate, but I always bring with me is my tablet or my laptop.
Yeah, but that's kind of your vulgar. But I'll get it.
You don't have to have it though.
You don't have to have it because people's going to jump me for mine too. Mine would be my phone because I like to spot. I log with either a laptop or a tablet. Do not log with my phone. We've all seen that it's hard enough for me to type on a keyboard, let alone a little phone.
Right.
But I like to have my phone because I like to be able to spot, and I like to be able to look at my Discord and see people fussing because they can't hear me or whatever. So mine would be a phone. All right, so now we're going to get to the trivia question. And I'm just going to go in order that I wrote them in. I'm not going to try to pick a hard one or nothing. Let's get this. Well, why is it not coming up? There we go. Well, let's restart my phone.
Nah.
And then
My toy ostrich had a really good idea. He says he always brings some kind of pew device with him just to make sure things go correctly.
Well, see, technically, I always bring a CW key because I'm going to be doing a sideband activation, but there is times that I do go out to just do CW activation, so I can't say that I bring a CW key to every activation when I need that for a CW only. But I always do have my CW key, and I also always do have a digital cable in case I want to do PSK 31 or Hellscriber.
I could have swore you were about to say FT8.
Mm-hmm.
No. That's a good one. Here's one for the chat. Who has me in their FT8 log? I know you guys do because you guys are old school.
While we're waiting on James,
me personally, not Whiskey 8 Lima Oscar Golf. Me personally, because I did used to do it.
while we're waiting on James's phone there in the trivia question, we have one contestant waiting backstage now for round 2. We would like to have at least one more. I'm going to drop the link in the chat again.
All right, phone's coming back up now.
Who has you in their SSTV log?
There you go. That's another one.
Yeah.
You know, I've been thinking about a challenge coming up too for like a weekend or something, and like just doing like all kinds of different modes, and you got to have me in every mode that I do that weekend. But I'll do them, not just one time. I'll do them multiple or something. Be like a camping weekend or something.
That'd be fun.
Who's got me in their satellite log?
Not me.
I don't think anybody that does POTA does.
I think we lost one of our contestants here. The cell phone signal in Alabama.
I hate this app because every time you bring this app up, it does ads first.
So right now, it's you against Eddie.
Oh,
We probably neither one of us will know the answer.
But the good news is he can come back and compete in this next round, though.
That's right.
All right, so hopefully he'll be back for the next round. We're going to ask this question. Here we go. This one shouldn't be too hard. Where was the first place that I ever activated with Kyle at? Boy, blank looks. Look at him deer, Dan. Look at him deer.
I'm not sure I know this.
I'm gonna say Dayton, maybe.
You're gonna say what?
Dayton.
Dayton. He said Dayton.
You said Dayton. All right, Robbie, do you have a guess?
I'm going to say Huntsville.
Okay, Dan, do you have a guess?
Florida.
All right, so let me ask you this. If this person will agree to come on for the third and final round, and they're in the chat and they know, do we let them in the third round?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would say so.
All right. Congratulations, Alpha Delta 2 Charlie Delta. You've moved to the third round. It is 18-10.
I knew you've activated them with them there because you mentioned it a lot, but I didn't know that was the
Man.
first. That's interesting.
It is 18-10. And Terry said he knew the answer too.
So he came to your yard.
That's right. They came to the throne room. All right.
I'm
So
glad we ripped that Band-Aid off.
how many do we got in the back room?
Just one.
Just one.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll tell you what.
Bring 'em on.
If these two want to stay, they can stay for the next round.
I mean,
So if the questions are like this, whoever comes in got a real good chance.
There you go. All right. So the person in the back room, if you're ready to come on, just give me a thumbs up so I know you're ready. All right. Perfect. Here we are. We're going to say his call sign because it has a Zulu in it. And we have to. Kilo Oscar 4, Zulu, India Kilo. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, what? Good to see you, Bob. Good to see you. All right. So before
What's
we
going on,
start,
guys? Apologize. I'm doing a James. I'm driving down the road. I'm not driving. The wife's driving. I'm in the passenger seat.
we won't tell.
before we start, first a ham radio question. What would you rather put up? An in-fed half wave, a vertical, or a random wire?
Ooh,
At a park?
Right?
that depends.
I'm sorry. I meant to say off center fed for the last one, not random wire. Off center fed.
Ah, you killed mine.
That's a tough one.
He just stole mine too.
Dang. King of the Eagle One doesn't like the random wire option. Don't understand it.
And it's a vertical. It's 2 and 1. But I'll go with out of those choices. I mainly use, especially if I'm camping, I'll use an end-fed half wave.
Okay.
And sometimes it'll be vertical, and sometimes it'll be sloped. It just depends. But my second choice is the ATOS 120, and it's vertical.
Killing it.
All right. What about you, Eddie?
He really just stole my answer. So if I'm camping, it's usually in-fed. And since I've got the ATOS put on the work truck, it's made it easy to activate on the way home. So, yeah, the ATOS would be a quick second.
All right. Bob?
I'll go with the vertical. I use a couple of different things, either a buddy stick or sometimes I'll have a woofer recoil or just a small vertical. So I tend to do vertical because it's easy to pack for me.
Good deal. All right, Dan, by your dance, I know what you're going to say, but go ahead.
I'm gonna say a dual fed out of phase hex beam array.
Shut up.
No, I'm gonna say vertical. I love my verticals.
All right. And of course, we all know I'm going to say vertical.
But it can't be the Eagle One because you said no random wires.
No, I said I didn't mean random wire. I meant off center fed.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Now off center fed is a damn good antenna now.
Off center fed, I would have to be camping.
Oh, no.
It takes a lot more to put up.
Yeah, I think Eddie just broke his head.
All right. So now we get to the trivia question, and
right.
chat don't answer until they get their guesses.
All right, trivia.
All right.
There's a chat.
Oh, this one's really hard. Maybe I should save that one for the third round. All right, this one ain't bad. All right. And first person you see raise their hand can go first, Dan.
Okay.
How many times has Thomas Witherspoon been on the string?
Robbie.
I'm going to say 2.
Robbie is correct. Robbie moves to the third round.
Oh, that was an easy one.
That wasn't then the other one that I moved to the 3 questions in it is not so easy. I think it's easy. I would know it right off the bat if I was asked it, but okay. So Robbie, you can just hang out right there, but you're not going to be one of the 3 in the next. You two can stay,
Yeah.
and we can get one more in here.
The third round question would be, how many times in Thomas Witherspoon's videos has he said, I don't have a lot of time here? But the video ends up being an hour and a half long anyway.
Listen.
Hey, he's got to get to the grocery store or something.
Listen,
That's right.
One thing I can say about Thomas is he has such a huge following to be doing hour and a half long videos with no editing. Because I'm going to tell you
what? I watch every second of them.
If I do a 15-minute video, nobody's staying and watching it.
I can do a 5-minute video and my watch thing is like this and then drops off. But I bet you Thomas, this is just solid dead across the whole daggone video. It's awesome.
And the no editing, my goodness, people would fuss at me after so, but it works for him. So good stuff.
Oh yeah.
All right, we're dropping that link again. We need one more person for a third round and a third question.
I got you. I'll drop it in here. Boom. One more person join, so you can go head to head with Bob and Eddie. Robbie's on the in the peanut gallery for this one.
Robbie has made it to the final round with Toby, and Toby's already saying, "Why did I answer that question? Why did I answer that question?"
So we can all fail together. It'll be great. We'll just give them some blank stares.
Okay, so
does everybody know that Dan voiceovers for Dave Ramsey?
Absolutely.
So while we're waiting on a third person, you guys who said infeds, all right. First question: how do you put it in a tree?
With my sack.
POTA sack.
It depends on how I want it in said tree. If I want it between here and 50, 60 feet, I'll use a throw sack. If I want it 120 feet in the air, you know how I get it up there.
Find the tree.
No.
And the bad thing is if I asked a trivia question of how many times have I seen Robbie and Eddie's sack on SSTV, it's a lot. They used to send their throw sack pictures all the time.
Yeah, if I want it way up there, I'll put it the same way that I put the last antenna in Huntsville up in a tree.
I'll just lean the pole up too. I got a kite pole and the POTA 20. I'll lean it. It won't be very high, but I'll use it that way.
Yeah, swinging sack. That's right.
Okay. And do you guys use a choke near the radio or a 1-to-1 balun or anything near the radio when you run your infeds?
I normally like to.
And are going to do CW.
I normally like to choke it closest to the sack.
Yeah.
That went over like a lead balloon.
I always
just got it. That's pretty sad.
I always put a choke on mine because my coax has got a choke on it at the end.
Yeah.
But normally if I'm doing CW, I'll run a 1-to-1 too, because you will get some feedback through there doing CW a lot.
It depends on what kind of antenna I'm using. What side I put my choke on, to be very honest with you. If I'm using like the Chelegans, which has its own counterpoise system, I'll put the choke on the antenna side. If I'm using a random wire where I want my coax to be a part of the antenna system, I'll put it on the radio side.
Dan, you made Izzo pull out that's what she said. And Dave, Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Papa, he leans his 12-meter spider beam mast in a tree. Yeah. I have done the lean for a long time. I do some other stuff too, but I like the lean.
Hey, so quick real radio serious kind of ham radio question. Has anybody done 6 meters on the ATOS? Because today I tried and it was getting a ton of RF back.
I've done it.
I was going to say, I have not. Anybody in the chat used the ATOS for 6 meters?
I have not, but I made some good 6-meter contacts today over in Texas.
I know you and I, Robbie, have done the super antenna and tuned it before, but I tried it today and I was getting a ton of RF back into the radio.
Did it actually tune it though?
It tried if I just moved it just a little bit, it like went all the way back to 3-1 or greater, and then kind of worked its way back. I don't think it was the real tune though.
That's probably the case. I've done it, but Dan, I don't remember what antenna I was using the day I did 6 meters on an activation, and you got me.
If it was the ATAS, you sounded good here.
Izzo says he's tuned it and called on FM and sideband, but no response. All right, is everybody scared of Bob and Eddie for this last round to see who's going to the final?
I think they are. We might have to just roll with Bob and Eddie here.
Who's out there who's being chicken?
I guess everybody in the chat's being chicken. I hope everybody's hit the like button since they're being chicken. Who's got the chicken scratch feedback?
That'd be Kilo 4 Lima, India.
Oh, shut up. He's not even in here. Poor Josh has got so many chicken jokes every time he sends to me. I got him in mid big pile up, and he come through Kilo 4 Lima, India. I said, Kilo 4 Lima, India, did you know Taco Bell has chicken tenders?
That's funny. All right, well, I guess we'll roll with just Bob and Eddie for this last round.
All right, so last round. Dan, you picked the ham radio topic.
Oh, ham radio topic. Man, put me on the spot with this one, didn't you? We already did. What do you bring with you that you don't necessarily need, but it's a good thing to have? It's something that you want with you, don't necessarily need with you. We did the antennas. If you had unlimited money and you were to buy a new radio today, as it stands right now, this Wednesday, what brand would you get? What brand radio would you get if you had unlimited funds? Robbie, you.
All right, Yaesu.
Yaesu. All right, Bob.
Flex radio.
Good choice. Eddie.
I would run some real internet to my house so I could use my Flex properly. Flex
again. All right. James. I know James is going to say ICOM, so let's skip him. No, James. Really. Give it some serious thought. Would you stick with your Yaesu or would you go Flex? Or what?
I would probably go Flex.
Yeah, I think
just because it's too much better for the remoting in. The Yaesu's remoting system is not as good as the Flex.
Okay. I'm kind of torn between Yaesu and Flex, but I'll lean more towards Flex. Yeah.
And that's only if I had unlimited money.
Yeah, that was it. Thank you, Terry, for the 29 months as a member.
29 months. That means he should jump in for this last round, and he didn't. All right, let's get to the next question for these guys. One of you guys, Bob or Eddie, is going to face Robbie and Toby in the final round for the H-Rag T-shirt and all the bragging rights. All right, so we did that one. Let's not make this super hard. We'll make those. All right, I don't think this one's hard. All right, watch their hands because I'm reading the question, Dan.
Okay.
With POTA being number one, what is my second and third favorite thing in ham radio?
With POTA being number one, what is his second and third favorite things in ham radio?
I have videos on both of them.
Eddie.
All right, I don't know if this is the right order, but I'm gonna assume satellite and PSK.
You got one of the two, and I'm not going to say which one it is, so Bob can steal.
The door's still open.
Yeah.
CW and PSK.
Okay, Eddie's going to win because even though CW would be one of my favorite things, that goes with all of them. It would be soda and satellites.
Soda and satellite.
satellites.
I thought I thought CW too, Bob.
I was gonna.
Well,
Yeah, I
would have been right there with you.
That's a good guess, but I can do CW and soda, POTA, and from what I understand, you can do it in satellites, but I don't know how to.
That's kind of true too, because you don't rag chew on CW. Yeah.
But Eddie did get one of them, so he'll move on. And we are now awaiting the appearance of the rare one, the Alpha Delta Zoo Charlie Delta, who hates to come on my stream.
We're gonna need Toby.
So
That's
we're,
right.
we're gonna drop this link in here for you, Toby, just so you say you can't find it in the chat. Toby's been on several streams, but she hates it. But I tell you who hates it more is Liz.
Oh, she did great on Clubhouse though. She was awesome on Clubhouse.
I'm not a golfer, but my brother is.
There you go. Bob, while we got you here, man, if I can talk. What's been going on with you, buddy?
Not a whole lot. Like I said, Friday of last week, I retired 27 years active duty, so starting a new chapter.
There you go, man. Well, thank you so much for your service. And
I
hopefully
appreciate
you'll
it.
find something as fulfilling for your next chapter of life.
Ironically, the Coast Guard hired me back as a civilian contractor, so
You know what that means. You can charge them what you want now.
exactly. No, so I'm going to Hamfests. I'll meet up with the guys there, and then I start the new job. So one final hurrah.
Heck yeah. I don't know if Toby's still around. We might have to figure out a way to do this without Toby if she doesn't.
Toby, are you still in the chat, or did you run from us? She may have ran.
Inclement weather.
She said, "Ooh, lightning! Gotta go."
Yeah, gotta unplug. That's right.
Toby.
Yeah, we should just start chanting Toby. Toby.
Like she used to do an after.
Yeah. Oh, she was taking care of Maverick. Okay. Yeah, he is on Maverick duty. That's for
All
sure.
right. So, all right. We're just gonna let Bob stay in the final round, and I'm gonna be generous and give one person a bye who answered no questions. The very next person who pops in can get a bye and do the final 3 questions.
There you go. We'll have a 4-person final rounder.
What's somebody different? Well, no, because there's 4 of them. There's 3 questions. There is a tiebreaker.
You know who I want to pop in right now, just unannounced.
Who?
Hasn't said anything in the chat whatsoever. Just pop in unannounced. If Hayden came in right now, I'd lose it. That would be so cool.
Everybody's voting Josh, but I know it's not going to happen. I would be shocked if Josh popped in. I've tried to get him to come on before. 1 minute warning, and then we're going with just these 3 guys. Somebody's getting a new shirt, including the newest if they want it.
Let's go.
Wonder where Brian went. Hopefully he's okay. Oh, there he is in the chat. Did you lose your video? Just bad cell phone signal, buddy?
Josh says he's eating in the chicken. Are you eating chicken tenders?
I eat chicken nuggets for supper.
Chicken nuggies.
Hey,
All right, nobody has came on, so it's over. These 3, these are our final 3 people who are going to compete.
With
All right,
well,
congratulations. We got Robbie. That's Whiskey 1 Romeo Charlie Papa. And while we're doing our introductions here, go check out his YouTube channel. A lot of informative stuff. If you like to learn about crazy knickknacks, or if you are interested in getting your amateur radio license, go check him out. Great material here on YouTube. We got Bob Kilo Oscar 4 Zulu India Kilo. Hello, welcome, and the Brisket Master himself, Kilo Oscar 4 November Lima. He also has a YouTube channel. Go check him out, and maybe you'll find some good meat on the Barbie.
Cheap chicken Sundays.
So just so you guys know, if they don't answer any of these questions, that means y'all need to all go back and rewatch some videos. These are some hard ones. I know I normally give some that I know people's going to give, but I pulled out some of the hard ones. All right, we're going to start with the one I skipped first. First question.
How hard does it have to be to actually be pouring the rain?
All right. Who walked up at the end of my activation with K8 MRT and did a 2-meter park to park with us? Oh, look at them deer. Look at them deer. Bob, his hand's going up. Is that hand up?
Kinda halfway. That was kind of really committed.
Here, okay, I'll raise your hand.
All right, go. Bob.
AM4 ACK.
Nope.
Good guess, though. Really good guess.
Trying to think.
This activation was in Florida.
I know that much.
There was Mike from Texas. There was me from West Virginia. And somebody else walked up at the end of our activation and parked the park. 3 people activating the same park. Robert?
I'm going to say K4NYM.
That's what I was going to say.
Both of you guys are incorrect.
Wasn't Bill. All right. Eddie?
Whiskey,
I would have said Bill.
Okay.
Whiskey 3, Bravo Alpha Yankee. And that has been mentioned on multiple streams, guys. Slackers.
I'm guilty too. I didn't know that. It's okay, guys.
I will. I'm a slacker. I'll take it. I'll take the blame.
All right. Now somebody should get this one. Who was the 4th co-host member of Shenanigans? Number 4. Who was number 4?
Hold on. Let me.
The 4th. I mean,
we have had 4 co-hosts for Shenanigans.
So Mike.
now I'm all messed up.
Think to yourself. Don't give your.
All right.
Eddie.
I'm going to say Mike.
Eddie's got it right. Mike is number 4. There was myself, Hayden, Dan, Mike.
Yeah.
Me, Hayden, and Dan did it first, and then we added Mike a couple weeks later because Mike was originally on Campfire with me and Pat.
And we got a good guest in the chat who got it right too. Whiskey Zero Charlie Golf Charlie said Cushy. Yep. That's right.
I've seen it. There we go. Eddie with the lead.
Good
All
job,
right.
Eddie.
Next question. How long did it take me to activate all of West Virginia?
Eddie
was
1 year.
first. Robbie?
I was going to say 18 months.
Bob, throw out a guess.
Say 2 years.
Everybody's wrong. Eddie would have been the closest, but we ain't giving close. This ain't a hand grenade. It was 8 months. 8 months.
Wow. 8 months, really?
Yeah.
I knew you did it within 1 year. I should have said within 1 year.
Most said 5 days. That's a good row there.
I know what you're saying because my goal was in the first year.
Yeah.
All right. You're still in the lead, Eddie. Third question. And if somebody can tie with Eddie, we will have a tiebreaker. Where's the third question?
Hold on. Let's see if we can get exact here. Chris says 36 days, 14 hours, 16 minutes, and 4 seconds. Yeah, you can activate West Virginia in a weekend, man.
Is that a jerk response? The first day was 16 hours, 14 minutes, and 3 seconds. The second day was 2 weeks long.
That's right. Give us the next question.
I guess there wasn't a tiebreaker question. There's only one more question on here.
Oh, you're
we
going
may
to
have
come up with
we may have to come up with a tiebreaker if we need it.
How
All
many
right.
fingers do you have behind your back?
All right, I'm going to give you 3 radios and 3 antennas. All the antennas would match up with all the radios. But, well, no. One of the antennas won't match up with one of them, but there's 2 choices for it. But you have to put what antenna I typically would be using with that radio. First hand that goes up, you might want to hear all 3 radios and all 3 antennas. Radios, DX10, the KX3, and the 891. Antennas, Eagle 1, Spark Plug, ATOS. Robbie's hand first.
All right, I'm going to say ATOS and the 891.
Okay. What's the other 2 guesses?
Oh, I have to give them all?
Oh, yeah.
You got it. You got it.
Spark Plug is going to go with the Elecraft. And then I believe that the final antenna goes with the DX10.
You are correct. You are now tied with Eddie.
I think that was the hardest question because that really took some thought. Because you really have to know your crap for that now.
And I've used all those antennas with all those radios, except I have not used the ATOS with the Elecraft. That will not work. Well,
No,
I guess
but the ATOS will also work with the DX10. You're right.
Yeah, there was 2 choices for the ATOS, and I have used it with the DX10, but most of the time when I'm using the ATOS, I'm using it in the car. And
Bob's in the red light district.
Yep.
I saw that.
All right, so now we need a tiebreaker. Let me think here.
Off the cuff. This is not like we've ever improvised on this show ever.
It's crazy. The Georgia boys are really holding it down here. The 2 brothers from other mothers.
I see the Dr. Pepper just a churning in the mirrors up there.
But and if y'all don't get this, we may have to go to a second tie. Where is the first place I ever met in person Don Izzo?
I'm gonna guess.
Robbie.
I'm gonna guess. I mean, it's got to be Dayton.
Okay, Robbie's Dayton. Eddie, what's your guess?
1810.
We will go to another tiebreaker because I've never met Don Izzo in person.
What?
Don
Okay.
said late shift.
Man.
So is that a tiebreaker?
I really was. I was trying to think of a question. I just seen Don's name there. I said, I'm going to just trick him with this. Okay.
I got one about meeting people. It's a 2-part question. Yeah, it's a 2-part question.
Okay, Dan will give you a tiebreaker.
Man, I know I'm not gonna know.
Where is the first place that James met me? And what is the first thing he said to me when he met me? I've mentioned this a couple times. Eddie.
I don't know about
it legal to be-
but I'm gonna assume he met you at Florida at Hamfests.
Okay. That
And
part's
he
true.
probably said, "I love you" for the DX10.
No, he didn't say that. All right, so you're half right. It was Orlando.
Okay, is it legal to say it on the air?
You shouldn't have said what he's half right about, because now Robbie's got one half of the answer.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I probably would have known that too. But God, I cannot think. Eddie, if you want to win this, I think you're gonna get it because you got half the question right.
Hey, Kenny's on the radio. That's cool.
He's alive.
He's out of the hospital.
It was not all right. So it was nothing profane or nothing vulgar. Bob.
I'm gonna let Eddie have this one. I'm not gonna answer. I'm gonna say I don't know.
Okay.
All right.
Eddie wins by default. The first thing James said to me when he shook my hand is, "You're taller than I thought you would be."
I never would have guessed that. I know that
And
you
it's
probably
funny.
said
It's funny because Chris in the chat said that you're taller in person.
Yeah, he sure did. Yeah, I see it.
And a lot of people, the reason I said that to Dan is because people say that to me when they meet me at the first time. You're a lot taller than I thought you would be. I'm like, do I sound short on the radio?
That's Terry. Terry said you smell different when you're awake. Yeah, and that was Huntsville.
All right, so Eddie is the winner of an HRAG T-shirt. Eddie, you can send me your size and which shirt you want and all that good stuff, and we'll get you one out in the mail. Matter of fact, I think I may even have your address still in my shipper from previous ones, but we'll get it. Just send me that too to make sure.
Info.
Congratulations, guys! Thanks for coming on, man. It's been fun. I originally had a stream scheduled for tonight, and the person who was scheduled for tonight is on an airplane right now, so they didn't think it would be a good time for the stream.
Hey, what about this is my first stream that I didn't buffer the entire time.
That is true.
That's
That is
very
true.
true. And y'all stick around for a minute, because as we do our little outro and go around the horn, we'll just go around the whole horn and see what everybody has coming up.
That sounds good, and we'll start it right now. We'll start with Bob. What you got coming up, Bob?
Let's see. Getting ready to pack up to head out to Dayton. Got some work to do at the fire department this weekend, and going to participate in the Armed Forces cross band event on Saturday.
Nice.
Glad to see him.
Eddie?
I'm just gonna do my normal thing. Try to stay activating every day. Other than that, just hang out with you guys.
Cool deal. Robbie?
Well, mostly I haven't been doing a lot of ham radio here lately. I've actually been working on a kiln, an electric kiln that is Arduino powered, and it's been a fun little project. But I'm looking forward to summer so I can go camping. I think Eddie and I this summer, which is at the end of the month, like 3 weeks from now, is summer. So we're going to probably hit some islands up in Georgia if I can talk him into getting on the boat. And then we're going to do a North Georgia rove and probably hit up a bunch of new parks to me, not him. He's going to take me on a tour.
So are you going to make sure when you do your islands and bring everything you need?
Oh, those islands? Yeah, you got it. There's no going back. It's a 4-hour drive almost to get there.
I'll never forget that. Robbie's like, I get out to the island.
Yeah,
I forgot what you even left, but it was a key piece of radio equipment.
Oh, it was the coax. I'm pretty sure it was the coax. That was out at Eagle Island at Reed Bingham. At least it's only 30 minutes to get home and 30 minutes to get back. But we were I think it was one of those weeks that we were just making fun of Kyle for doing the same thing.
Yeah, it was. I remember that.
That's what I get for making fun.
All right, Dan, what you got coming up?
I'm going to eat some good dinner before the after chat, or maybe even during the after chat, which James will tell us about here in just a minute. But I do want to say thanks everybody for coming on and joining our trivia with us. And I hope, Bob, that was your house that we saw you walk into, or we just witnessed a felony, one of the two.
No, I'm home.
Thank you so much for coming on, buddy. And James, take us away, bud.
That's right. I am getting ready to head over to After Chat, which is a Patreon benefit. But lucky you can click that link that Dan just put in the chat, and you can go over there and join Patreon for free for 7 days. And you can even enjoy the benefits as long as you message me or Dan and tell us you did that, so we know you did it, and we can get you set up with all the cool stuff that we got going on at Patreon. But warning, if you do this, you will enjoy these benefits and you will like them and you will stay. And then next thing you know, you're going to meetups all over the place and hanging out with a bunch of crazy people, and it's just a bunch of craziness. Hey, thank you very much for the super chat. I got a bill sent to me an email a little bit ago for Yezu. I'm ready for those super chats, buddy. Anyway, other than that, I'll be back out tomorrow, activating in really crappy band conditions, just like always, and getting activated because I don't care. One way or another, people's going to hunt. Thanks a lot, guys, and we'll catch you on the air for the After Chat 73.
See you.